Chris Evans with the ball coach, Guthrie head coach Rafe Watkins here on National Signing Day here at Guthrie High School. Coach, got some cake in your belly.
Yeah, the cake was pretty good.
Okay.
Not a bad deal.
You filled up some state championships. Those are good. You got to coach some all-star teams, all that good stuff. This is one of those special days, National Signing Letter Day.
Well, this is the most exciting time of the year for you because these kids that come in and put in all the hard work and stuff, and we had 3 today. We'll have 3 more that'll sign somewhere in the coming week or 2, and then of course Dante had his choice too, and he'll sign somewhere in basketball. So to have 7 kids in athletics going somewhere, and LaRon's going to have a great chance in track. So we could have 8 or 9 kids sign athletic scholarships here at Guthrie, and we know that's important for us because the cost of schooling today is outrageous, and so to be able to further your education by going through athletics is wonderful, and these kids all understand that it's a student athlete, and that's what I'm proud of them about. Yeah.
Before we get into 3 individuals, everyone talks about National Signing Day and getting to play college football, but everyone kind of forgets about the academic side of it. And this is a lot of money these kids take advantage of.
Well, depending on what schools you go to, it can range anywhere from, the minimum anywhere in the state right now, even the junior college is going to cost you $5,000 to $6,000 a year, which to me is a lot of money. I mean, anything that you can get to help cause that to back that financial burden off is outstanding. At the smaller schools, very few of them are full rides. I know with Keaton's going to be awfully close due to some academic stuff and different things. He's going to be good. Skyler, is going to be pretty close, and then of course Stanton doing a great job. He got a good scholarship up to NEO. But again, whether it be a junior college or the biggest Division I program there is, as long as you're furthering your education. I had a guy tell me that I went to Northwestern, which I love dearly, and wouldn't have changed it for the world. But after you get that diploma in your hand and you go get that first job, it's how it doesn't matter where you went to school at, whether it was OU, Langston, NEO, wherever. If you have that diploma in your hand and you get a job from it, that's all that matters.
Right. Looking at these 3 kids, Coach, today there's more coming, as you said. Winningest class ever at Guthrie High School. Last year we had 8 or 10 of them signing today, but this is the all-time winning class at Guthrie. It
is. It's a great group of young men. They were good leaders for us on and off the field. Never did anything to embarrass the program. It was always promoting it. And so, again, they're quality young men, and that's what we're proud of, and to get them to go on further. And the most important thing is when, now that we've been here a few years and stuff and starting to see some of these other kids like the David Washingtons and the Kyle Smiths is graduating, the Robert Harmons and Andrew Knights that have went through and graduated from their 4-year schools and are coming back and, in like David's case, wants to coach. I'd love to be able to get him here. If we have a position, it's pretty much a done deal for me. I'd love to have him.
Sure.
And we've got these other young men that's wanting to come in. We've got some up at Northwestern right now that, like Jonathan Washington and Michael Harmon, that they're wanting to be coaches and teachers. And so we've got a pipeline for a long time here at Guthrie for coaches coming in that I'd love to have back.
First, take a look at Stanton Stevenson in NEO, and we've seen his dad. He's only going to get bigger as he makes the transition from offense to defense.
Without a doubt, yes. Stanton is a big kid, and we recognize him as big, but anymore the offensive lineman, and that's like for David, for instance, up there. 6'3", 300 was small for him, so they had to move him to center. Well, Stanton's not going to ever get that big, but yet he can be big enough. Stanton can get to a 260, 265 and play nose guard and be quick at it. And, we had him at times. We just had to have him because he was our most valuable offensive lineman we had to have. But he was outstanding. If you remember that hit he had in the Carl Albert game that kind of set the tone for a while. I'm sure he did. That's the type of things those people looked at and said, hey, he's a little undersized for offensive line, but with his quickness and strength, he can be a good defensive line, especially like a nose guard. So I'm glad for him. And I think he's excited about it, because he wanted to play a lot of defense this year. We just couldn't afford to lose him on the offensive line.
Fort Hays State, Kansas, 4 hours, 40 minutes away. Too bad we won't be able to see these kids on an everyday basis. But Keaton Callens, Skylar Smith make a move up there. Skylar Smith, a big defensive presence for you the last couple of years.
Outstanding player for us. He's going to be, they're going to start him off as a rush end up there due to the size. When they feel like if he gets another 10 to 15 pounds, they run a little bit of a 4-3. Might look at him as the Mike backer. And they said, watching him with the McGinnis tape and seeing how he could catch the ball at tight end, they're not unopposed of going to and putting him at fullback. Now he's not going to be big enough to be a tight end up there, but he could be a fullback, Mike backer, or rush in. Right now is what they're going to start off with. And again, Skyler, like we told him, his upside is huge. The kid is going to be able, I just think, only get better. I really do.
Fort Hays State Division II school, and moving to the last one, Keaton Callens. Keaton leads here as the all-time passing quarterback in Guthrie history for a single and a career. I think Fort Hays got a steal.
Without a doubt, and they know they got a steal. And Keaton had some other opportunities out there, and of course he still gets some calls in basketball. Even he's a great athlete. Northern Iowa comes along, a Division I AA school that we saw play on ESPN, made the semifinals, was national runner-up for 2 and 3 years ago, offers him. And that lets you know what type of skill they got. Yeah. And they know that. But it was able because he wanted to stay close to home. Of course, mom and dad wants to be able to see everything he does, and they're going to want to be able to stay close to home and watch him instead of being 12 hours away in Iowa where he was going to be going to school or had a chance to. Even though it's a big-time atmosphere with a dome and everything else, you got to make where you're going to be happy the next 4 to 5 years, probably 5 years of your life, because they're more than likely a red shirt. They're going to have a chance to compete, but most likely, and it's a good thing. Like I told them, if you graduate 4, let them pay for a year of master's courses. Sure. Take all the free education you can get and run with it. So I'm tickled death for them. We used to play Fort Hays when I was at Northwestern. They've upgraded their facilities unbelievable up there. They've put in the turf now, and the new press box, new dressing rooms, and a new weight room, and they've got a really good coaching staff. They got a new in there about 3 years ago. I'm very impressed with them. They're young, energetic. They come by, and they've been very aggressive in the recruiting process. They were the first ones to really come in and offer kids, and I'm proud of our kids for remembering that. They come in. These were the guys that first got on you and first said that you're our guys, and you got to stick with them, and they have.
This has to be a reward for you. I mean, all the phone calls you filled about recruiting and all that good stuff. This is the day it pays off. It's going to feel good not as a head coach, but as a mentor to these kids.
Well, it is, and again, even more proud. I'm proud now, but even more proud when 4 or 5 years from now they get that college diploma, because we know in this day and time, with the economy and the jobs the way they are, a college diploma goes a lot farther right now than just a high school degree. Not saying that there's not a lot of great kids making some good money out there with high school degrees, but we know for a fact that this certainly helps your chances of being better as far as money and stuff and jobs. And so that's where I'm really even more proud of them. But these kids, the hard work that they put in, people just do not realize, and they don't realize what's ahead of them. They're going to earn every penny of that scholarship too, I can assure you. The hours that they're going to put in the film room, in the weight room, it's not just a 5 or 6 month deal now. They're 12 months out of the year. They're going to be football playing, and they're going to be spring ball is totally different than what we do. They're going to realize, and I've tried to tell them, but they don't until they go off, and then you have these kids come back and say, "Gosh, you were right." My goodness, you live it, and it's they earn every penny of that scholarship. I can assure you.
Spring ball not too far for the Blue Jays.
Not too far away. Looking forward to it. As soon as the spring baseball and track championships are over, we'll have our 6 to 10 days. If we can have 10. Last year, I think we had 7. Probably looking at that again this year by the time stuff's over with, and doing our little kids camps and stuff. We're going to have that inside the season this year again while school's still going on. It made it a lot better success. We normally have around 100 to 110 kids at the Little League camp. Last year, I think we had 147, so it made it better for the parents and everybody involved to get those kids there. So, we'll be getting all that information out in the next couple of months.
Coach, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hey, Coach Rafe Watkins.